Manifested my dream house with a pickleball court.
I've never done this with any client before. A recap, the Vision Espresso and the coaching process and how it's transformed your life.
I didn't really know you when I signed up. The timing was so aligned. That was why I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take a shot.
What has transpired?
I'm in this house right now. I manifested with a pickleball court. We've gone from a 7-figure to a mid 8-figure company, and that's been a lot of fun. Not only like a nice multi-million-dollar house, but also a place where I can foster community. We've been able to have these amazing get-togethers at the house where people hit the cold plunge and the sauna and hang out, and I got all the workout equipment, and so I'm in a relationship, which is going great. I felt very confident in myself in every aspect. Like I've become more playful and more goofy.
I've never done this with any client before, where we get to do like a recap of the Vision Espresso and the coaching process that we took you through and how it's affected and transformed your life.
You know, I'm grateful for you, brother, as always, and I'm grateful for the ability to kind of go through that journey with you. And well, it's funny to look back because you and I are such good friends now, but at the time, I didn't really know you when I signed up for Vision Espresso, right? And I remember I actually went to a podcast that you were doing. It was like the timing was so aligned because I was like, this is exactly the kind of deep work I feel like I need to do. That was why I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take a shot on the Vision Espresso, and I'm gonna work with Nico and kind of try to dig deep here. And I'm proud of how I showed up in doing the work.
In relation to your espresso, what has transpired?
Yeah, so I'm in this house right now. I had manifested getting a house, and I was able to get my dream house with a pickleball court, which is probably my favorite thing to do. We've been able to have these amazing get-togethers at the house where people hit the cold plunge and the sauna and hang out, and I got all the workout equipment. And so having not only like a nice multi-million-dollar house, but also a place where I can foster community was something that was super important to me, and that's actually transpired over the last 2 years. We've gone from a 7-figure to a mid 8-figure company, and that's been a lot of fun. I'm in a relationship right now, which is going great, and like that was something that I had talked about in my video. I've repaired the relationship with some of my family members, which is something that I struggled with for a long time, and I'm really proud of how I've gone about the last couple years with intentionality. In my Vision Espresso, I was very clear that I want to do that the right way. I want to do that with humility. I want to do that being kind to others. I want to show up as my best self along the way. I've achieved a lot of the things I wanted to achieve, but I've also been able to do it in an intentional way that feels aligned with the person that I want to become. Like I have felt very confident in myself in every aspect. That self-confidence has gone from, you know, just in business to now in my relationships, and when I go out and when I'm in an uncomfortable setting and meeting people I don't know, right? It's like I go into those moments with a degree of confidence now in 2024 that I don't think I had in 2022. Like I've become more playful and more goofy and more silly in a way that like I used to act when I was young, and I've allowed myself to kind of get back to that goofy, silly, mischievous jokester.
Yeah.
Right? And like that feels really good. It's a symptom of having worked through any issue that I had going on. Is like I can wake up and be that like goofy, silly jokester, unencumbered by any trauma or baggage that I might have been dealing with.
Yeah.
I would say like, come on, man, like this is like dirt cheap, and it's something that you're doing to work on yourself, right? So why wouldn't you take the time to invest in you? And all jokes aside, I doubt it could be the money, like, right? Like, you've made it so affordable for people to take the time to do the espresso. You know, I remember when I was starting to do it, like, you were still working through, you know, like how much it was going to cost people. And I was part of the group where it costed a lot more. And now you've gotten it systematized to the way where you can take the Vision Espresso product and give it to people for a very reasonable cost. And so I doubt for folks it's as much about the money. It's probably more like they're doubting themselves to follow through. They're afraid they're gonna commit and then not do it. Maybe they're afraid to take a look at some of the stuff. And I think if you're sitting in a situation right now where you're not as confident, maybe you don't believe in your ability to follow through, or you don't think you will get value out of doing this, I would say you just need 2 or 3 minor changes. You know, none of us are light years away from the people we want to be. We're generally people who are in alignment with the future self that we want. We're just 1, 2, 3 mental fixes away from getting clear on what we want, from making a couple small tweaks, and from letting that future in front of you manifest.
Well put. I mean, it's just like, we're not that far off.
No, it's just like a small course correct. So I started, I play pickleball all the time. You know, I love pickleball.
Yeah.
And I've had this issue with my neck. And so I've been seeing a chiropractor for the first time. And, you know, it's a little scary. You ever do it? They crack your neck. And when they do it, what they're doing is they're making these small tweaks to your vertebrae. Your vertebrae are just slightly misaligned, right? And every time you go to the chiropractor, he cracks your neck and he aligns those 2 vertebrae so that they're perfectly aligned. And I would say most folks who are watching this who haven't pulled the trigger on the Vision Espresso, they're just not totally aligned. And they might not be more than a couple adjustments from being fully aligned. And any tool that can help you get those adjustments, those little adjustments, it's a no-brainer. You're the only person that's gonna create your future. And taking the time to think about who do you wanna be and how do you wanna show up in the world is time well spent. Using a tool like a Vision Espresso, I don't think there's anything you can do where you'll get more value than that. So that's all, bro.
Well put.
Yeah.
Mic drop.